Hey, it's Miss Harris, and I am thrilled that you're tuned in to see what's happening with Miss Harris. Vocabulary. The distributive property distributes or breaks down expressions by multiplying one term into the addition or subtraction of two or more terms. The distributive property. To use the distributive property, step 1, we will use the term on the outside of the parentheses to multiply each term inside of the parentheses. Then step 2, we will simplify by combining like terms when necessary. Example 1. 5 times the sum of x plus y. First, we will use the term outside of the parentheses, which is 5, to multiply times both terms inside of the parentheses, which are x and positive y. So first we'll multiply 5 times x, and we know that 5 times x is 5x. Then we'll multiply 5 times positive y, which will give us positive 5y. For the next step, we'll simplify by combining like terms, but as you can see, these terms are not alike. How do we know that they're not like terms? Because one term has x and the second term has y. And we know that they're not like terms because in order to have like terms, both terms have to have matching variables with matching exponents. Therefore, here's our final answer. Our final answer is 5x plus 5y. Example 2. Negative 3 times the sum of 2 plus 7x. The first thing we'll do is use the term outside of the parentheses, which is negative 3, and multiply it times the terms inside of the parentheses, which are 2 and positive 7x. First, we'll multiply negative 3 times 2. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. Now we will multiply negative 3 times positive 7x. Negative 3 times positive 7x is negative 21x. But we will write this as minus 21x. Now we will check to see if there are like terms. Here we see that both of these terms are not alike. The negative 6 is a constant, and the negative 21 has an x, and since it has a variable and negative 6 does not have a variable, they are not like terms. Therefore, our final answer is negative 6 minus 21x. Example 3. 4 times the quantity of x plus 6y minus 3z. The first thing we'll do is multiply the term outside of the parentheses, which is 4, times the terms inside of the parentheses. In this example, we have 3 terms inside of the parentheses. We have x, positive 6y, and minus 3z. So first we're going to multiply 4 times x, which is 4x. Then we'll multiply 4 times positive 6y, which is positive 24y. And then we'll multiply 4 times negative 3z. Yes, you heard me say negative 3z, because here the minus sign is going to take up on the negative. And that's going to leave us with negative 12z. Now we'll check to see if there are any like terms. And here there are no like terms because each term has a different variable. 4 has an x, positive 24 has a y, negative 12 has a z. None of the variables are matching. Therefore, this is our final answer. 4x plus 24y minus 12z. Number 4. 5 times the difference of 2k minus 3 minus 8. First, we're going to multiply the term outside of the parentheses, which is 5, times the 2 terms that are inside of the parentheses. Inside of the parentheses, we see 2k and the minus 3. And we're only going to distribute just there because when the parentheses closes, that means that that's all that we need to multiply. So we'll multiply 5 times 2k. That'll give us 10k. Then we'll multiply 5 times negative 3, which is negative 15. Remember, that minus sign is going to take up on the negative. Now, since the parentheses are closed, the minus 8 that is on the right side of the parentheses, that constant, we're just going to bring it down. Now we'll move on to step 2. We're going to simplify by combining like terms. Here we see that there are like terms. Our like terms are the minus 15 and the minus 8. Both of these are constants. We know that constants do not have variables, therefore they're always grouped together. So to simplify, we'll read it just as it is. We'll read it as negative 15 minus 8. And negative 15 minus 8 is negative 23. Our final answer here will be 10k minus 23. Example 5. 7 times the difference of x minus 1 minus 5 times the difference of 2x minus 3. So first, we will multiply the terms outside of the parentheses times the terms inside of the parentheses. As you can see, we have 2 different terms that are outside of the parentheses. The first term is 7, and the second term is minus 5. First, we're going to multiply the 7 times the terms inside of the parentheses, which are x and minus 1. So we see that 7 times x is 7x. Then we'll multiply 7 times negative 1, which is negative 7. Now we're going to multiply negative 5 times both of the terms in that set of parentheses, which are 2x and minus 3. So we'll read it as negative 5 times 2x, which is negative 10. And we will write this as minus 10x. Now we'll multiply negative 5 times negative 3. We know that negative 5 times negative 3 is positive 15. Now we will simplify by combining like terms when necessary. Here we see that it is necessary. We have 2 sets of like terms. So the first set of like terms is 7x and minus 10x. If we combine those from left to right, 7x minus 10x is negative 3x. Now we will combine the second set of like terms, which are negative 7 and plus 15. When we combine those, we'll be left with negative 7 plus 15, which is positive 8. Our final answer will be negative 3x plus 8. We know that this is our final answer because the negative 3 has a variable and the positive 8 does not. Here's our final answer. Now it's your turn. I'm going to let you do about 4 examples, set a timer, and allow you to check your work. I know you got it. Believe in yourself, have faith, and let's work. Here's our first example. Simplify. 8 times the sum of y plus 2. I know you got it. Let's go. Let's check our work. For this problem, you should have gotten 8y plus 16. How did you do? Awesome job! Check your work. Here's our next example. Simplify. 5 times the sum of 3x plus 6z minus 4y. Take your time. I know you got it. Let's go. All right, for this problem, your solution should have been 15x plus 30z minus 4y. How did you do? Amazing! Now let's check your work. Here's our next example. Simplify. 6 plus 2 times the difference of v minus 4. Take your time and let's try it. Here we go. Let's check our work. For this problem, your solution should have been negative 2 plus 2v. How did you do? Splendid job! Check your work. Here's our last example. Simplify. Negative 8 minus the sum of 2m plus 7. Take your time. Think it through. I know you got it. Let's go. Let's check our work. For your solution, you should have gotten -15 minus 2m. How did you do? Magnificent! Let's check our work. All right, another day, another skill, and you've been so awesome. I appreciate you for your perseverance and your consistency in following along. In the future, we'll be using this skill, the distributive property, and simplifying variable expressions to complete some multi-step equations. We're still in the equations unit. We're not going to be going anywhere too soon. Moreover, your time, your efforts have meant so much to me. Thank you so much for your participation, and I know without a doubt that you're getting better, you're getting refreshed, and I'm so excited. Thank you for tuning in to see what's happening with Miss Harris. Toodles, toodles.
What we do here is go back.